迎
Bienvenue.
Bienvenidos.
Salete omnes.
Latin is so fun. It's not something you have to go to every day. It's something that you get to go to every day.
Hello. Hi. Translating. My favorite thing to do. Okay. I'm Ani. And I'm Laura. And this is Charlie, our special guest today. And we are going to be interviewing him about Latin. So Charlie, why did you pick Latin?
I picked Latin for a few reasons. One, I think it's an awesome language. It helps definitely with your grammar. And I think it's just really cool to be part of something that's been existing for about over 2,000 years and just kind of speak that language that Julius Caesar was speaking before. It's kind of being a part of history, I feel like.
The first language I started studying was French in high school, and I loved language so much. And when I went to college, I signed up for French, Latin, and Greek, which really gave me a good foundation for studying Latin because it's a Romance language. I love teaching Latin because mythology and Roman history is a passion of mine. I love the language, and just teaching students and passing on what I know to the next generation and seeing them grow up and pass that on to others is really rewarding.
Latin through the generations.
Latin's awesome.
AJ, so why did you take Latin, AJ?
I took Latin because in my family, a lot of people have been taking Latin, including my mom, and they said it was a great language to know because it also really helps in English, and I think it's just a really fun class.
C'est la vie. Bon voyage. À la mode. Gourmet.
Filet mignon.
Oh là là.
Voilà, cinéma.
Mardi Gras. Sur la table. Fondue.
A lot of French students take dance, and there's French words in ballet,
Like plier, which means to bend.
and coupe, which means to cut.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Ashwin et j'aime étudier le français. The reason I study French is because one, it is a language used in a lot of international business and law. Two, it is one of the languages of diplomacy and government. And three, it's a very fun language to learn, and a lot of English is based off of French. Almost 50% is.
I chose French because of its cultural differences and how I can speak the language when I go to Europe.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
In French, we play a lot of fun games.
Ok, Jacques a dit, est-ce que je peux aller aux toilettes? Jacques a dit, est-ce que je peux aller au casier? Jacques a dit, est-ce que je peux aller au bureau?
What do you hope to do with French in the future?
Well, my dad has promised to take me to France, so I'm really hoping, cross my fingers, that will happen. And I just feel like I've always wanted to be a chef, and I feel like that could totally come true.
French.
I chose French because I have family that speaks French.
Mardi Gras, or Fat Tuesday, known around the world for the wild and crazy and frivolous activity before going into the Lenten season. What better way to learn about Mardi Gras or taste some yummy French food, as the 5th graders have a chance to do by going to a restaurant, or as the 7th graders do in preparing a dinner after school? What better way to experience all this French culture than taking the French class at Deer Path Middle School?
If we ever have a question in French, Madam will always answer it and write it on the board in a sentence. And because we're working on a project now, we have a whole list of school subjects that we can do. But if we don't understand one, she'll help us.
Some of the things that we do in French class is like learn how to greet people, like bonjour, things like that.
Classe de français.
Oui, moi aussi.
Oui, moi aussi.
Moi aussi. Colorie-tu?
C'est le
C'est le
learn français.
Oui, j'aime français parce que nous pouvons jouer le jeu.
Bonjour, classe.
Bonjour, classe.
子的毛衣多少？2、3、4，你穿我的毛衣，我的毛衣很舒服，我的毛衣跳腿，裤裆一上下下水，两只青蛙两张嘴，四只。
再看，这是什么？
Forest。
这个是什么？
Jungle. River.
Do you think? Are you sure it's jungle?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Yes.
I chose Mandarin because in 4th grade when we were choosing between the 4 languages, everyone seemed easy and it wasn't challenging enough, and Mandarin sticked out. I like to challenge myself, and that's why I chose Mandarin.
I chose to do Mandarin because it's really fun, and every other language in school is based off like the Latin roots, and Mandarin was different and it was kind of cool to learn, and it's really fun to write the characters.
I like Chinese because wherever you go, someone will be able to speak Chinese with you, and you will be able to communicate easily.
A lot of things are made in China, so you can be experienced with a lot of the characters that you learn.
There's a lot of business in China, and I want to get into that when I get older.
你好，你好，你怎么了？我没事，你怎么了？我不太好，因为我生病了。我头疼、腰疼和肚子疼。
我对你不熬夜，多休息和多喝水。
谢谢。
Learning Spanish is so great because besides just speaking Spanish and communicating with others, you really understand the culture of the Spanish-speaking countries and nations.
In Spanish class, we play a game called Headbands. In Headbands, we have an object on our head and we try to describe what the object is. But we have to say it in Spanish. And once we give hints in Spanish, we try to guess it in Spanish. And if you get it, you win.
In Spanish class, we learn about the cultures of Spain and Mexico, and we celebrate their traditions as much as possible. From Dia de los Muertos to Cinco de Mayo, we have a great time and learn a lot.
Go ahead.
Hola, Pampas. ¿Qué pasó?
Nada mucho.
¿Tienes un torneo de baloncesto este fin de semana?
Sí, yo tengo 2 partidos en sábado y 2 en domingo.
Buena suerte, mi amigo. Adiós.
Gracias. Adiós.